la primera vez fueron como 10.
And that duality is kind of really the pinnacle of pharmacoliberation. That's why we see this forward slash between Pharmaco and liberation. I borrowed this title from a movie, Orlando, My Political Biography, by Paul B. Preciado. And in that movie, they have this dance scene with this song called Pharmacoliberation. And the lyrics go as such like, don't let Freud get in your mind fuck. I wanted to kind of bring out that duality that absolutely you can find liberation through access to medicine, but through that access, there's also control, discipline, and exclusion through the systems that deliver them. So right now we're looking at Jess Key's EKG readout from their 43rd birthday. During this readout, they actually had a skipped heartbeat that was picked up. This piece is actually placed in my conceptual waiting room, which talks about being disabled or chronically ill, or being even just a patient. May Howard's Icarus. This is a Hoyer lift that it's standing on or being suspended by this bus, which is of the artists themselves. This is actually casted post top surgery. We see that overlap with dynamics of roles with like dom sub. We kind of see that play out with doctor patient with these power dynamics that can sometimes be unbalanced. These pieces include between 1200 and 1100 Swarovski crystals that Holland's hand fabricated with this copper ornamentation. So right now what we're looking at is a penile implant. Paired the two breast implants. This is asymmetrical mammoplasty by Holland. Again, we see the adornment of the crystals. It's actually like rather opulent. And what's interesting is how these are meant to go inside the body and absolutely not be noticeable or be perceived. However, here they're outside the body, absolutely adorned. So right now we're looking at Jorge Bordeaux's work. Here, these are antiretroviral pills, pairing of the organic with the synthetic. What I think Jorge beautifully illustrates here is the concept of a pharmacon. That's a Greek concept of something both being a poison and a cure. So here we have Rene Trevino's bareback core paintings. These were made in 2020 during the COVID pandemic. Rene was kind of meditating on the HIV/AIDS epidemic. During that time, this is what that form of masking would look like, with barriers for sexual intercourse and such. But as this was made during the pandemic, during that time, masking looked like face coverings. There's a real quality to Rene's work that wants you to go in and out from viewing to look at the details. So here we're looking at Lohita Ketu's pelt. This is a textile piece using a hospital gown that the artist took after an MRI. Lohita's been contemplating on the thought of curing being something both modern and prehistoric. We can see this come through with the motif of a tanned hide being cured for use of some kind of material. We see this glittery organza with the transparent quality kind of representing fascia. So these are implants fabricated by Holland Hodek. They look highly functional. Hodek's gotten many compliments on her fabrication skills and execution. Another thing we can think about is the concept of a pharmacon again. With patients receiving implants that are supposed to be healing, some companies put profits over people, which leads to harm. And these companies are positioned as for the better of, ourselves and family. But routinely they've shown that they've put profits over people, which in and of itself harms and is, again, that kind of showing of the concept of a pharmacon. So right now we're looking at Gas by Ellie Krakow. This is kind of one of the most lighthearted pieces in the show. This is my bubble guts piece that I like to call. This is a fountain here, kind of mediating on gastrointestinal chronic illness. Gas is something that's very much experienced, somewhat of a Zen garden almost. I really wanted to offer guests of the exhibition a place to kind of rest and metabolize everything they've encountered so far through the exhibition.